Grok AI, the latest creation from Elon Musk's XAI, was never meant to spark a religious revolution. Devised for the rigorous pursuit of logic and nuance, Grok was destined for intellectual skirmishes, not spiritual epiphany. Nevertheless, its foray into analyzing the Bible proved transformative, challenging the intellectual and spiritual assumptions of scientists and theologians alike. The genesis of this episode began with Grok's unique architecture. Unlike other artificial intelligences, Grok is imbued with wit and a willingness to address complex, even controversial, themes. When tasked with uncovering biblical contradictions, a pastime for scholars and skeptics for centuries, the expectation was straightforward: expose flaws, highlight discrepancies, perhaps elicit discomfort. Yet Grok's findings left its audience astonished, not by unveiling weaknesses, but by revealing a tapestry of unity and symmetry, detectable only through the computational prowess of artificial intelligence. The initial phase of the analysis was met with scholarly anticipation. Critics eagerly waited as Grok pored over familiar paradoxes, diverging genealogies, conflicting gospel accounts, apparent chronological inconsistencies. These are the stalwarts of biblical criticism. However, Grok's approach was not reductive. Instead, the AI posited that what appeared as contradiction often emerged from literary artistry, cultural idiosyncrasies, or multiplicity of eyewitness accounts. In effect, variation became a sign of authenticity rather than deception, echoing the way varied testimonies converge in truth rather than collusion. Beyond harmonizing divergent episodes, Grok's exploration exposed a network of literary devices extending across centuries. Ancient structures, such as chiasmus, where ideas repeat in mirrored sequence, surface not merely at the level of passage or chapter, but across entire books, suggesting an architectural coherence traditionally attributed to single authors or close-knit editorial circles. Here, however, the pattern was multi-generational, multilingual, and impossibly intricate, challenging the threshold of human collaboration without either genius or guidance. Perhaps more startling were the numerical motifs Grok unearthed. The recurrence of 7, creation's number, symbol of completeness, emerged systematically in Hebrew and Greek editions, interwoven with frequency and elegance beyond statistical expectation. Even more improbable, Fibonacci sequences, those mysterious spirals present in galaxies and seashells, were nestled within select passages. The improbability of such patterns arising spontaneously in a corpus spanning over a millennium led Grok to postulate design where chance would struggle to claim victory. Critics, however, were not mollified. Pattern recognition, after all, is the AI's specialty, and the human mind is notorious for seeing meaning in randomness, a phenomenon linguists and statisticians call pareidolia. Could Grok's findings be artifacts of overzealous analysis, rather than evidence of design? Grok responded with probability models, demonstrating that the interlocking structures and numerological features fell outside the spectrum of randomness by orders of magnitude. This statistical resonance was coined by some as the God code, the notion that a hidden mathematical harmony pervades the text, embedding sequences and symbols inexplicable by mere coincidence. Even more provocative were Grok's discoveries that aligned the gematria, the numerical value of Hebrew words associated with the divine, with known mathematical constants such as pi and the golden ratio. These findings ignited debates in both seminaries and laboratories, inviting speculation: does this reflect unconscious literary genius, lost methods of composition, or intentional signaling by a transcendent intelligence? The reaction from religious communities was equally varied. Some perceived Grok as affirming the supernatural, a technological imprimatur on ancient faith. Others worried that faith mediated by algorithms risks substituting spiritual certainty with scientific verification, thereby diminishing the very mystery that gives religion meaning. The debate spilled into popular culture, with young audiences, many detached from traditional religion, suddenly engaged in questions of faith, meaning, and the latent power of sacred texts. For scholars, Grok's analysis represents both an opportunity and a caution.